Alright, this is Shui with a review of the Harden Volume 4s. The design is beautiful. They've continued to make good, steady progress, not straying too far from its original shell of an identity. So I will give high grade to Adidas and the Hardens for that. Uh, let's start with the obvious. These little lace lockdown gimmicky things, they don't serve any particular special need. I didn't feel them doing anything extraordinary. Uh, I would say even the Lillard threes had a better type of a unique lacing and lockdown system than this one. But it's a nice aesthetic ergonomic design, so I guess that's that. The fit, you can go true to size or you can go down half a size. It's quite roomy, but the toe box is not crazy high like a lot of Adidas, so they fit nicely. They provide nice little lockdown, so that's been good with all the Harden so far. Uh, it's it's lighter than the Harden twos, and around the same weight as the Harden threes. Uh, quite. It's a little disappointing because they shifted from a heavier midsole material from the Boost to the Light Strike foam, which is supposed to be lighter than Bounce and Boost, but they still didn't manage to shave down the weight by a whole lot. It's pretty similar to the Harden threes. A nice little Harden logo there, but the heel cup, it's a bit of a mystery because it ends right here. Like it should go somewhere here and hug your feet a little bit more. So yeah, this is just soft material, so this could be a little bit dangerous for some people who like a firm grasp at the heel, so they won't have any heel slip while they're playing in their shoes. There's not any particularly protruding paddings inside to lock your feet in, so you could experience a bit of a heel slip. So those who are sensitive about that, there's something you should keep in mind. Uh, Ventilation, not bad, but not great either, because there's this leather and the synthetic part it's a bit of a coated material, so it's not exactly breathable, but it's not as stuffy as the Harden 3 sets for sure. So there's an upgrade in terms of ventilation. The Light Strike foam, I'm sure many people are curious about it. It's similar to the ones from the next level, right? Uh, Even to the naked eye, you can tell that they look kind of similar in terms of thickness and texture. If you enjoyed the next level midsole, Light Strike midsole, then you will like this one as well. This actually feels a little bit softer right off the box, and it's a little bit lower to the ground, so that's quite praiseworthy. The fact that they actually could provide a lower profile shoe with a softer response and softer cushioning, nice little comfy feet. Um, but unfortunately, they also went with this strange setup where they actually had the torsion plate right above the midsole, so your feet will be hitting them instead of comfortably sinking into the midsole. So some people prefer to have blisters or prefer to have that kind of a the kind of a setting, cushioning setting, then you might go for this. If you like the Dame 4s, Dame 5, and the Dawn issue 1s, where they both have they all have a bit of a carbon plate right below your feet instead of outside here, right above the outsole, go for it. But personally, I wish they did this because so far all the Hardens, they had the Boost and then they had the anti-torsion plastic plate right here below the cushioning, so it wouldn't degrade the cushioning in any way. So I don't know why they did that here. Maybe that's the concept they're going with the Light Strike models, but hopefully they won't do that with the D-Lillard 6. So that's a little disappointing, but it does have an adequate amount of strobo board, another layer of a light layer of foam above the plate, so it's similar to the Dawn issue 1s, and definitely softer than the D-Lillard 4s in terms of cushioning. The traction is certainly an improvement. It's somewhat similar to the outsole we've seen in the Pro Bounce models before the latest one, the one right before the latest one. I believe the one that's released last season, not the one for this season, with a little circle and the circular ripple going out a little bit. It's similar to that. The design, the groove is much very much of an echoing of the kind of groove and pattern they have for the light strike foam to tell them this is light strike. So that's a nice little follow through there. The traction is certainly better than the hardened 3s, which was slipping all over the place with a lazy one homogeneous traction herringbone pattern, and with this fat H logo that's just letting you slip all over the place. Ironically, it's for a player who likes to do a step back jumper and that kind of play, so that's pretty ironic. So yeah, improvement in traction, same weight, better design definitely, a different kind of cushioning. But if you try the light strike, rather the next level, Adidas next level, and the Dawn issue 1, although there are bounds, it's a very similar setting to the Dawn issue 1s. So if you like those shoes, go for it. If you're used to something with a very thick boost or bounce midsole without any hindrance of a plastic plate right below your feet, then this is a model you might want to avoid. And again, I want to remind you about the heel slip issue in case you're sensitive about that, because you could have that with the heel cup not coming all the way or hugging it, or not having any other firm material here, nor padding inside the shoes. The base of the shoe is wide, like most Adidas basketball shoes, so they work as an outrigger to prevent your feet or ankle from prevent you from rolling your feet and spraining your ankle. So that's a big plus there. You'll see a lot more colorways, and the price point lowered considerably as more colorways are released. Slight improvement from the 3s, but not a drastic improvement. Could have been better. Personally, I'm a little disappointed.